guys, what is going on? It's Install365 bringing you a tutorial today. Thank you just first for so much for the feedback and also the subscribers that I gained yesterday. So I've got a really cool tutorial for you guys today. We're going to have a look now what we're going to be doing today. Okay guys, so you just saw there what we're going to be doing. That is a very quick sort of product of what this can do. This effect can be used if you take your time and you really make sure you're making a lot more different sort of components to this. You can make unbelievable things with this, and it's a really cool effect. You can use it introducing people, like to break up a montage if you use it the correct way. There's so many different things you can do with this. So as you can see in the video, there were sort of three main things that were popping up in that video. The first thing obviously was the background, second thing was my little guy popping out, and the third thing was my name. So you want to make these as PNGs and you want to make them all separate as well. So that's a separate PNG, this is a separate PNG, and also that the background as well. So I did these last night before I went to bed, so they're very quick. There's minimal sort of effort and effect into this, so really take your time guys, make something absolutely amazing. I'd love to see video responses on this. Make something really cool, make as many sort of additions to this as you want. So I've got two sort of things popping out. You could have 5, 6, 7, you could have as many as you want. Also if you've got like rubble that you want to pop out, and you'll see it in things like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with the zombies, like the artwork they do, and it's all moving, and if there's a bit where they're standing still, it's all moving. So it's really good for stuff like that. So you want to make them all as PNGs, and the way I've cut this guy out is the first thing you want to do is go into Sony Vegas or whatever editing you're using, After Effects or Premiere Pro, and this is the clip I've selected. This is going to be an introduction to one of my montages. It's not, I don't do montages, but if it was, this would be it. And then you want to find the point where you want the guy to pop out from. So I've chosen right at the end of my clip there, and all I've done there now is gone on to best full, top left up here. If you see me wiggle on my mouse, it's because I don't want it to freeze again. So you want to go on best full and then save an image, save it anywhere. I've just called it my guy, cancel. So you want to save the image anywhere, anything. You want to open it up in Photoshop, pen tool the image out. So I'll just quickly show you now. I've pre-done this as well. I will show you how to do everything, but I've pre-done it, so I'm not taking up a long time. You know, I would love this to be about 10-minute tutorial, maybe less. So import your image into Photoshop and then just pen tool around your guy. Obviously not like that, because that looks like a child has done it. So make sure it's all nice and cleanly done, and you'll have something like this. This was pen tooled out very quickly as well, so it will look a lot better. The effect behind it was just a stroke with a colour overlay on it. You know, that looks dreadful. If you saw that in a montage, you wouldn't be that impressed. So you need to really stretch out with your design in there, guys. So once you've done that, you've got your pen tooled out guy, and you've got your text, your name or whatever you want to come in, and you've got your background. You want to save them as PNGs, and by doing that you go to save as, big long list of things here. You'll see one PNG, and save it as background, and save each one as a PNG the same way. Okay, and then once you've done that, you want to come into Sony Vegas. I'm going to put this up here. I've got two monitors so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and you want to import each of your cutouts. and also the image that you saved. So I saved that image from Sony Vegas, so you want to do that. Open them. As you can see, they've come into my project media window, and now the first thing that you want to do, bring in your background and put it like that on the next one, like so. Tracks you'll need, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'd say 4, maybe play it safe, go for 5, and you'll see why now. So all I'm doing there is clicking on any of the tracks, right clicking and going on insert video track. And then once you've done that, you want to layer the opacity of this just so you can see the image below here. So if I just bring down that opacity, and this, guys, is purely for when you bring in your standout 2, you can see whereabouts okay, guys, so what you want to do then is bring in your background, put it on the layer above, and then you want to just drag down the opacity of it about 39%. And how I did that at the top of the clip on the track, you won't see it, so you can't really see it, but if you click that blue bar, it will, if you hover over it, will say opacity, and then just bring it down. So put mine about 44%. And you want the background just to overlay that clip a tiny bit. So really just a tiny bit overlaying that. And I'm not quite sure why. There you go. Just a tiny, the smidgenest of bits. If you look now, that's only just going over it. So that's how you want it. The opacity's down, and this is so you can see the actual background image. If you don't want it overlapping a bit and it's actually going to mess up, this is where your image comes in from here. Just drag the background up, drag that one down, put that over, because that's the exact same spot. And now bring in your cutout of your guy. This is going to go on top of the background. Resize it now just to fit over this guy. If it's a bit big, it doesn't really matter. If it's a bit small, again, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to move mine. I think I've near enough got that bang on. Maybe make it a bit bigger. Yeah, so you can see the foot there, but I'm not too bothered about that. With your keyframes down here, you want to make the starting position the one we've just done. So you want to delete that first one and slide that one in. So it'll start there now. So if we put the opacity back to 100% and we look at it now. Okay, so we've got it freezing, it's stopped. Everything's looking okay so far. Now you want to bring in the name. That's your next one. And obviously you guys might have 7 or 8, so just pick a position now. It's all about placing. You've got the guy cut out, it looks okay, it looks fine, it's in the right place. Now you just want to pick where everything's going to be. So I want my text to come in from the top. So I want it to start off screen. Delete that, drag that in. So I want it to start off screen, and then about there I want it to float into there, twizzle slightly. So obviously guys, you can take a lot of time making some really cool animations for this, really going to town on the movements and making them come in all different ways. There's another effect that I can show you in a minute, which will add even bigger effect to this already awesome effect. So if we look at that now, got that. The text comes in very boring and lazily, so I'm going to change that. If you like how it actually comes in and you just want to make it faster, just select the keyframe where it actually comes in and drag it further forward. So I'll put mine about there. Still a bit too slow, still a bit lazy. Drag mine about there. Sorry about that, guys, my phone was going. I'm recording this while I should be working, but oh well. So what we were doing then was just moving it so it's a bit quicker. So let's have a look at it again now. Yeah, I like that. It's not bad. Obviously, like I said, you can go to town with this. So now we've got our text coming in. Sadly, that's the only thing that's coming in on mine. So now we're going to animate the guy. We've got the starting position, so then maybe we want to keep it to there in that same position. All I'm doing is just adding the keyframe there, and then move it forward. And while it's moving forward, we want it to get bigger. Move it forward again, and we want it to, I don't know, get smaller. Move down here. I don't know how this is going to look, guys. It might look god awful. Oh dear God, yeah, that looks pretty awful. Mainly, if you're introducing people, probably the best thing would just have it go bigger, like that, and then go smaller, but stay in the same spot. It's totally up to you guys what you do with this. And maybe have the animation start near enough straight away, so there's no gap, it's all flowing quite well. Yeah, I'm happy with that, that's okay. Now a few things you can do now just to spice it up a bit more. Obviously yours, again, I have to keep saying this just in case, yours will look 100% better this, you'll have took time in this and really made an effort. You want to come over to your transitions and pick a transition that you like. The one I'm going to go for is gradient wipe. There's a few here, you can make your own. I won't go into that today because that's a really long sort of process, but you can make your own transitions. I'm just going to select one of these. I'll have paint splatter. Drag it onto your background. Make the time. This is making the speed of the transition quicker and slower, so obviously that's a lot slower. If we watch that now, it'll be really, really slow. And then if we watch it now, and it's lagging a bit because I've got it on best full. That's the only thing, my computer, it's really good gaming PC, and then it comes to putting it on best full and it lags like hell. Okay, so maybe that's a bit quick. That's another tip, guys. Always watch it in the where it's not gonna lag, because that looked slower than when I put it into preview, and when I put it into preview also that made it the actual speed and it just looked too quick. So you can be sort of thrown off with your projects when if you don't have it in, if it is lagging. Yeah, okay, so that's not bad, you know. I'm not too annoyed about that. It's quite good. Seems maybe make the transition. Okay guys, so obviously, and then if you want, say if there was rubble by his feet that was all sort of splurting up, just go into Photoshop, design some rubble, stick it down there, and give that its own effect too. There is a lot you can do with this, guys, and I'd love to see some examples of this being used, and really take your time with this, because this effect can go so many places for montages and everything like that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today, guys. I have got a lot more installed. This was actually requested by CSS172. I'd go check out his stuff. He does GTA stunts. He is amazing. His skills at editing anyway are really, really good, and he never fails with all his videos. So please go check him out. That'd be awesome. I'll put his link in the description, and a big thank you to him for requesting this. So thank you guys, and take care.